I'm going to break down, react, and review Jungkook's vocals from BTS. So, let's sing something. La la la! Right there. You could hear him hit his lows, and then he pings right up. Now, here's the cool thing with the way that he sings and his style and how he's able to get those high notes. He has a lot of control on, is he going to add more air to soften it, or is he going to really thin it out? In that example that we just heard, he really thinned out the tone, which makes it a little more powerful and stronger, whereas when you have air, you're softening it. But he really hits it. I would call it more of like a cartoon voice if you're going to approach it, where you're gonna act like everything's really thin and kind of placed up in here with this thin, high voice, almost like helium. That's how you're gonna approach it. Rather than which you're going to hear him later on in these examples do that excess air, but right now he's really hitting it and pinging it. And also, I want to plug in that if you want a cheat sheet on how to sing like Jungkook and everything that I'm going over, there is a link down below. It will give you my printable cheat sheet, totally free. I'll also link a video with instructions on that at the end of this as well. So whereas we just heard a lot of front ping and thinness, now we're hearing him place a lot of air and a lot of lower chest voice. So he's making the difference between his high notes and his low notes very, very clear. It's everything is down here. Da, 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 da. It's almost as see, it even makes it's low for me because I'm female, but it's almost as if it's sitting down in the chest and you have this weight and you have a lot of air. So you're almost thinking of like you're an older person or you've smoked a pack of cigarettes and it's got that low feeling to it. That's how he's placing it in those lower notes during this section, and he keeps the microphone super close because it's hard to get a lot of volume when you're hitting these lower notes with that much air. The vocal cords aren't rubbing quite as much to allow that sound to travel. So he's got this deep, low, chestier voice, da, 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 rather than da, da, da. Same notes, same thing, just placement. Da, 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 da. He's placing it low. That way, when he hits his highs, he can place them forward. Here's the highs. Good. So you can hear right there, that's where that excess air comes in. That's where I was talking about before, that his first note was super high and pinged to the front. Now he's adding that air. One of the ways you can achieve this is by whispering what he's saying and then act like you're whispering across the room. Now, not a lot of volume is going to come out when you're singing with this much excess air. It's just kind of how it works. It's not able to vibrate, not as much volume comes out, but with a microphone, it will amplify your sound. But a good way is da 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 da. So start off by saying it lower, adding ha, that excess air, the H sound, as well as a whisper, and then try to get more volume from there, knowing that the sound really won't get a lot of volume unless you have that microphone to amplify it. Ooh, that was a nice run. Okay, so he also does a little bit of what you can call a flip or a yodel. Da, da, da. Instead of da, 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 da. So he's flipping, which is a tension and release of the vocal cords. And then he's also adding at the very end a release as well. Da, 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 da. Da-da. You can hear the ha at the end of it. And it's partially also because he's using so much air with his tone and then adding that tension and release. It gives this emotional strength feeling to it where it's sad or it's loving or it's got a little more emotion to it with that air, with the flip, and then the excess air release at the end. Oh, lots of air there. You are the cause of my euphoria. So I want to point out, and I will say I have watched this video in little clips ahead of time, so I know what's about to come, and I want to explain. I'm going to rewind that clip that we just saw, and I want you to focus on his body. I want you to see he's concentrating within the eyebrow, yes, but his neck is more relaxed, his body is relaxed. He kind of looks like he's just chilling, hitting these notes. And I really want to point that out because the next clip that comes shows him singing high notes, and you'll see him kick back more and place his hand and give this body movement of struggle and making the note look harder. But realistically, when he's hitting these notes and how he's able to hit these notes is by staying relaxed and open so the sound can come out freer. Then when he's on stage, he's going to, in some ways, choreograph or place a body movement that looks like it's more of a struggle for him to hit these notes and it's harder for him to hit. And that's simply because as an audience member and a listener, we want to see also stage presence. We don't want him just sitting there singing relaxed. We want to see him show the body movement. And I just like to point this out because he's not actually struggling to hit those notes when we'll see in the next clip. He's actually staying relaxed, but he's placing in the body movements to give the illusion of struggle because as viewers, we like to see that. We like to see the hardship and the pain and the struggle in the song. Yeah, we're going to check out what is he doing with his body? Where is his body being placed? So. So right there, you could just see, he's like kicking his hand back, tightening up his body, giving this head thing, the feeling and the emotion of singing. It does not mean that he is struggling with these notes. It is simply a choreographed movement or an emotional movement that's added on to the viewers. And it's really good to mentally know that as you're watching someone live, knowing that when they're doing these movements and this emotional body positioning doesn't mean that they're struggling with the note. At the same time, you can see His throat is relaxed, his body is relaxed, his face shows struggle, but he's not actually struggling with these notes.
조심스레 다시 널 불러본다.
Yep. I mean, right there is the perfect example. He's pinging it forward. His face is relaxed. His everything. He's just relaxing and singing it simply because when you're hitting that high of a note, you have to stay relaxed. You have to stay open. It has to be placed that way. What is going on? My lights are disco back there. But it has to have that, because if there's too much tension, it's not able to do the thin vibration that it needs. And I want to let you guys know, I have a free cheat sheet. Maybe that's what the lights are discoing about. I have a free cheat sheet to learn how to sing like Jungkook. It is downloadable. Go ahead and click on the link down below. Go to free cheat sheets, and then click on the Jungkook one and download it. It is all yours with the steps going over what I have been describing, as well as a video teaching you how to do exactly what I'm telling you to do. And that video will be linked at the end of this video. Click here for a free downloadable cheat sheet showing you how to sound like Jungkook from BTS. Click here for a video that I go over it in more detail. And come hang out with me in my Facebook group. The link is down below. I will see you in the next song. La la la.